So comfortable seat on your yoga mat. We'll continue working with these words of gratitude from Morgan Harper Nichols today. This morning in my reading, I was reading a lot about the definition of resilience and how to cultivate resilience in a positive way in life, and so many of these words of gratitude were filling my head as I read that chapter. So sit up nice and tall, how this gratitude is building resilience in the yoga poses, in the yoga practice, both on and off the yoga mat this month. I hope you do not feel like you shouldn't be able to talk about how difficult it is to wait and trust in the process. Please do not let anyone make you feel like you are automatically ungrateful just because you are struggling to see where the light pours in. Yes, a daily practice of gratitude is incredibly valuable to your well-being, but it does not mean that you have to pretend you are immune to the strong emotions that come with waiting. Learning to trust in the process is about learning to trust that there is so much happening beneath the surface, beneath the layers of worries, doubts, and long list of things you have not figured out. There's endless, boundless grace that gives you room to feel what you need to feel, while also moving forward one step at a time. Let this be what you're grateful for, the opportunity to keep going, to keep trying, to keep waking up each morning knowing that even if you didn't have the best start, or even if the failures of yesterday still seem to haunt you, you are free to try again. You are free to trust and embrace the process of learning every lesson you need to learn that you know is only going to prepare you for whatever lies ahead. Let the words sink in for a few more breaths here. And then as you're ready, change to downward facing dog. And we'll start right there. As you move into downward facing dog, feel free to take a few breaths in cat and cow or child's pose first. And then as you stretch fully into dog pose, pedal out the feet, do all of the extra things that help to make this more doable, sustainable, something you want to keep trying at. Give it about 4 more breaths there in downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank pose, shoulders right over the back of the wrist. Squeeze the heels in, squeeze the glutes tight, lengthen the tailbone, tone the abdomen, look a little forward rather than down. Hold the pose. Low push-up, Chaturanga Dandasana, hover right above the yoga mat. Use your toes or the knees to sustain you. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Lie flat down on the belly. Reach your hands back, palms up to the sky. Lift everything up. Belly down, back bend. Locust pose. Shalabhasana. Whatever name you want to call it. And then change back to downward facing dog, up and back. Nice and slow, like a meditation, walk your feet forward to the front of the mat. Walk up to your hands. Bent knee forward fold here. And then ever so slowly roll up to standing. Shoulders up and back a couple of times. Roll the shoulders forward and down. Welcome in this first mountain pose. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale again, forward fold. Keep the right foot forward, step the left foot back into a lunge. And start standing, so bring the hands to the hips and lift your torso upright, a high lunge. Just here, steady like a statue for a moment. Then reach the left arm up to the sky and lean a little over towards the right side. Notice how each kind of changes and moves the balance. Keep trying to stay balanced. And then both hands down to the mat, either side of the front foot. Step back to plank. Lower down. All the way, all the way. Again, hands back, palms up. Lift everything that you can high. Lower down, change to downward facing dog. This time, in just 2 steps, step to the front of the mat. Come up half lift, forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. Inhale, lift the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Keep the left foot forward, step the right foot back. High lunge, so hands to the waist, lift the torso. Hang out right there. Square off the hips. Find a steadiness in this hold. Add right arm up to the sky. Lean a little over towards the left side. As you come back to neutral, place the hands down either side of the front foot. Step back to plank. Lower, 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 lower. Interlace the hands behind your back this time as you lift. Change to downward facing dog. Try it with a jump this time. Look to the hands. Try jump all the way to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, arms to the sky. Palms together, center the torso. Couple more times through this flow, we'll just add in different aspects. Lift the arms up. Exhale, fold. Right foot forward, step the left foot back. Come up to hands on the waist, high lunge. This time it's the twist. Take the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Maybe lift your butt up a little higher, push through the back leg so there's a little more space to lengthen the torso and twist in the torso. Palms together, point the right elbow up to the sky. Breathe. As you untwist, set the hands on either side of the front foot, step back to plank. This time it's a push-up, down, up, downward facing dog. You get to choose walk, step, or jump, front end of the yoga mat. Half lift, forward fold, stand, reach high. Come back to center each and every moment that you can. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Left foot stays forward. Step the right foot back into the lunge. Hands to the waist, torso upright. Building on from there, it's right elbow over towards the left side. Again, of course, if we hinge more forward, lift our hips a little higher, it's easier to dig in more substantially across torso, shoulder in the rotation. Feel free to keep looking down for most ease and balancing here. All right, let's unwind, step back to plank. Do 1, 2, 3, or 4 push-ups this time around. Everyone, downward facing dog. Playing with it. Let's try a jump again. Look to your hands. Can you make it? Jump. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold. Stand up, arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. One more round like this in the sun salutations. Lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Keep right foot forward. Step the left foot back. Hands to the waist. High lunge. All right, this is going to no-handed lunge. We'll spin the back heel down, so your legs are like warrior one now, 2 flat feet, hips, shoulders mostly to the front. Then send your head towards your right big toe. Interlace the hands behind your back like we did in that belly down back bend already, and lift the arms up and over. The tricky part here is that the head of the shoulder likes to round really far down and forward. Try to lift it more up towards the sky. And keep your right shoulder and right knee close into one another. That's enough. Release the hands, step it back to your plank. Lie flat down on the belly. We're going superhero. Hands forward, lift up. Downward facing dog. What are you gonna do? Step, walk, or jump? Go for it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand and reach to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. Second side, lift up. Forward fold, it's left foot forward. Step your right foot back. Come up to hands to the waist, high lunge. Steady there first. All right, let's keep going. Spin the back heel down. Interlace the hands behind the back and do the second favorite finger in front. We'll do that interlace first when it's that oddball side. I find it good to concentrate on that clasp and then send head down, shoulders down, arms up. Nice option here, if this is tight in the shoulders, is to keep a heavy bend in the elbows and try squeezing the elbows towards each other and keep the hands at the low back. Okay, we go back to plank. One more superhero. Lift, lift, lift. Downward facing dog. Let's all jump to the front of the mat to end this warm-up series. Jump. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand, lift the arms to the sky and keep the arms up. Palms together, cross just at your thumbs. So just the thumbs cross. And then lean towards your right side. Push your hips to the opposite direction. Try to lean the head, shoulders back. Good, come across the middle. Up and over to the second direction. And back to the center. Fold over. Like we've been doing. Again, keep right foot forward and step your left foot back. This time though, bring both hands to the inside of your foot. Spin the back heel down. We're taking side angle from this low position, so I want you to try keeping your right hand on the floor or slide it underneath a block. Left hand to your hip. Open the hips more towards the long edge of the mat. That's a little tuck of the right sit bone underneath you as the left hip lifts more towards the sky. And then turn and look up. Stay as is and extend your left arm palm down overhead. Let's get a little relief and more space. Come up to warrior two. Take it in. Half moon pose. So take the right hand back down, left hand to your waist. Now heel toe your left foot closer to the right until you can change all of the weight to the right leg, right fingertips. Lift the left leg up. Balance in half moon, left hand to the sky. And we're using warrior two as our reset in between this stance. Again, go left hand to the waist. Lower the left foot, heel toe it back until you have your full stride. And cartwheel upright in the torso, back to warrior two. Enjoy it here. Okay, one more standing pose on this side. Triangle pose. Straighten the right leg. Lean as far as you can towards the right. Right fingertips go to that same spot on the ground underneath the floor or a block. Try to reach way down there with straight legs. Lift the left arm up and turn your gaze high. Can you really soften the breath through every exhale? And again, reset in warrior two. So lift all the way up. Exhale, bend the right knee, warrior two. Settle in for a couple of breaths. You guys look awesome. Place your hands down, step back to plank. Hold your plank or add a few push-ups into the mix. Everyone, downward facing dog. Step up to the hands. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold. Stand, lift the arms to the sky. We're ready for the second side. Exhale, fold over. Keep left foot forward, step your right foot back. Move both hands to the inside of your foot. Remember, it's that side angle pose from the bottom half today. First, spin the back heel down. Keep left hand either on the floor or on the height of a block. Right hand up to the waist. As you tuck the left sit bone more down towards the ground, you should feel a stretch through the inner thigh and then a lift on the right hip. Extend the right arm, palm down overhead. Really reach here. It feels tight and constrained for me. It's gonna make that lift in warrior two right here. Go for it, warrior two. Feels so much better. From warrior two, we're taking it back down, left hand to the floor, heel toe the right foot in so that you can launch into half moon pose. All the weight into that left hand, left foot, lift the right leg up. As in each standing pose, the degree that you straighten that bottom leg is up to you. Sometimes keeping a nice deep bend in the knee is going to make it more balanced because it's easier to connect to the ground. Sometimes that's trickier because it calls for more stabilization work in hips and core. Take what works today the best. And we're back to warrior two. Find your way there. Stay resilient. A couple more breaths right here. Triangle pose, straighten the left leg. Lift and reach to the left. And then pinwheel the left arm down, the right arm up. Ready? One more warrior two. Come on back up. Exhale, bend the front knee as you find steadiness in this pose. Plank pose, take the hands down either side, step back. Again, you're choosing, hold plank, do up to 4 push-ups in between. Everyone, downward facing dog. Look to your hands. Walk, step, or jump to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, stand up, arms to the sky. Greet your center, take in a couple of breaths. From that standing pose series, let's move into one-legged balance series. I'm gonna put it all together. For good or bad, it'll get out of the way quicker. Take the hands back to the waist. Little room in front of you and behind you on the mat. Lift your right knee up into your chest. Take hold of that foot with your right hand. I'm going arm to the inside, hand to the outside of the foot for the easiest grasp for me. Whole time, we're gonna keep left hand at the waist and make your right leg as straight as you can, straight out in front of you. Can you make the standing leg a little straighter also? Great, keep doing all of that, but move your right leg out to the side. And I said left hand at the waist, but if you need it for a little counterbalance, lean it against a wall, take your arm out to the side, do what works. Okay, here we're coming back to the midline. Can you keep holding on to your foot, but change to dancer pose? So you do a little acrobatics to take the leg behind you and lift, and now the left hand does get to go forward. Helps with the little pendulum forward and back. How about warrior three from here? Release the back leg, make it straight, send both arms forward. Take the hands to your waist. Are your hips pretty square? Try to drive the right hip down, left hip more up. And then 2 feet down to the ground. Shake it out. Utkatasana in between. Fierce pose. Bend the knees, sit into the thighs, extend the arms and look past the fingertips, chair pose. Stand up. Hands to the waist, lift the left knee up and into the chest. Left arm to the inside, but hold on to the outside of the left foot. You know what's coming at you, use the support. That guidance of this is just one opportunity you'll keep having again and again. Doesn't need to be perfect. We just have to try. Take the leg out to the side. Go back to the center. Little acrobatics to change to your dancer pose. So it gets in that quad stretch and then reach further back. Right arm out in front now. Warrior 3, I go to more of a bend in the standing leg to help square off and get a long line from fingertips to the toes here. And then ever so slowly bring hands back to the hips and work towards a straighter standing leg while the hips continue to square down. Stand on two legs. Utkatasana, bend the knees, sit into the thighs. This Utkatasana adds the twist. Go left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Try to stay low in the legs. Most often I see butts lift here with straighter legs. Try to keep the deep bend in the legs and do the twist. Twist across the center to the second side. Yes, you are staying in that squat of the legs. You've got it. Do the hard thing. It's worth it. Excellent, yogis. Come back across the center. Stand up. That'll feel nice. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Adjust again, right foot forward, left foot back into your lunge. Bring the hands to the inside of the foot. This is going twisted monkey down on the forearms. So we're gonna bring the left knee down to the floor. Heel toe that right leg out to the side so you've got some space. Today I wanna emphasize forearm first. This is gonna make it harder to catch the back leg. But we're choosing forearm first. It can be down on the mat or under the height of a yoga block. Or you're ignoring me and staying on your hand. You know what's best for you. Pull your left heel in towards your seat. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Fold the right hand behind your back like you were trying to bind. But then reach the hand towards the foot, find it or don't, in this forearm version of Twisted Monkey. Release the hold of the foot, go down to both forearms, again on the floor under a block or staying on the hands. And lift the left knee off of the ground again. Oh my goodness, so much stretch. Give it a couple of breaths. Then walk up to your hands. Plank pose, spin your right leg back. Friends, we're not done with that quad stretch. Side plank, right hand, outer edge of the right foot. Can you stack your feet and have the left hand to your hip? Like we've just done, kick your left heel towards your seat, left arm up to the sky first, then bend at the elbows and the hand behind your back like you're trying to bind. And in this weird way, can you find your foot without falling down? It's a struggle, part of the process. And then downward facing dog. Whew. Look to the hands, come all the way forward. Stand on up, arms to the sky. Let's go right into second side. Fold over. Keep left foot forward, step the right foot back, hands to the inside of the foot. Left foot should walk all the way over to the left edge of the mat so you have some room there. Set the right knee down. And again, we're trying forearm first. So that's a whole different experience in the opening of the hips. Stage 1, you're staying there. Stage 2, pull the back heel in. I've already got an awesome quad stretch going. That could be a stopping point. Lift up, left arm to the sky, and you're really looking up, letting the whole chest twist open. That's so imperative. And then hands behind your back and trying to reach and find that back foot. Oh, it's not happening this side for me, but no big deal. I'll keep trying again next week too. And then release. Come to both forearms and lift the back knee up. Imagine the left knee going more towards the front, the right heel more towards the back. Exhale and release the breath. Walk up to the hands, find plank pose. We ready? Side plank, left hand. Stack the feet. Make sure this is your second side. I feel like I might have cued that wrongly. Top heel goes back. Reach the top hand behind you. And then try to make the foot connect. Baby bird, Kapenjalasana. Get out of it, find downward facing dog. Look to the hands, make your way forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand, reach both arms up. Palms together, center of the chest. Settle back to center. Balance. Gratitude that we've still got some time to keep practicing. Inhale, lift the arms up. Forward fold. Okay, over and over again today. Right foot stays forward, left foot back. And then we're changing to pigeon right from here. So if you can go flat palms, it's kind of that crush of belly and chest, more down along the thigh. And then pull the right heel up and set the right knee down to the right wrist for pigeon. As always, got some options here. We're trying to go hands to the waist, torso upright today in pigeon. So if this works, do it with me. Need a little bit more presence. Keep the hands down and forward. If you want a more relaxing pigeon, maybe all the way down to your forearms. All right, for those with hands at the waist, staying fully upright in the torso, guess what? We get to try that quad stretch again. Pull the left heel towards the seat. Same hand this time, reach it back. Hold on to the left foot. Like dancer pose, take the right arm more out and up. Pretty mermaid pose. We'll release everyone, hands more towards the front. Change back to your lunge, meaning we've got to lift the right leg up and step it forward. Hands to the waist, high lunge. Both arms to the sky. Cross at your thumbs, reach higher up. And then can you send your head back so that you're looking up to your hands, to the sky. Speaking of core and balance, that one threw me way off, which is great, that opportunity to come back in. Both hands down to the ground. Step to plank pose, right foot back. Lie down onto your belly. Bend both knees. Reach hands back, hold on to the air or hold on to your feet. Bow pose, lift everything that you can. Up, up, up. Release. Child's pose. This is our first child's pose, friends. Take hold of it, a couple more breaths. Downward facing dog. Time to step, jump, or walk forward. Stand up, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold right on back down. Keep left foot forward. Right foot back. In this low lunge, go palms flat. Get that squish sensation down. Ready for our strength? Change it to a hovering pigeon so the heel has to lift. Pull back. And then set the left knee down. All right, to make that hands to the waist position in pigeon pose most accessible, if you keep the right knee more forward, hips higher, it should be easier to balance and it'll feel a lot more like a vertical lunge. So a lot of times I'll go there and then just ever so slowly, carefully walk the right knee back, back, back more until you found your sweet spot for today. You either stay with that or can balance. Core stability holds you to pull the right heel up and reach right hand to hold on to the foot. Left arm can go forward or more upright. And from your chosen version of pigeon, we'll bring it back to the lunge, palms down. Takes a little oomph and low belly to lift the left knee up and then step it through. Hands to waist high, lunge. Lift both arms up to the sky. Palms together, cross at the thumbs. Keep the upper arm bones around the ears this time. Instead of dropping the head back, can you take everything from the chest, head, arms more up and back. So it's a back bend all together. And then slowly release hands down either side of that front foot. Step it back to plank, lower down to the belly. Bow pose, let's give it one more go. Bend at the knees, reach back, hold on to the feet or the air. And lift on up, rock. Stay uncomfortably long, a couple of breaths more than you want to. See what's on the other side of that. And then release. Child's pose. Flip around to sit on your bum and then lie all the way down onto your back. Firmly rotated pose, Jatara Parivartanasana, hands go out to a T shape. We've played with this one all month. Knees at a 90-degree angle from ankles to knees to hips, right over the line of the hips. Send both legs to the right and hover. Use the arms, shoulders, back of the head as an anchor. Get really solid in the torso. Bring the knees back across the center and to the second side. And the key here is that little hover right above the ground. Squeeze the bottom leg up and the top leg a little down. And then back to the center. Do the exact same 90-degree bend of the knees, or for more challenge, straighten the legs. And as the legs go to the right with straight legs, you're trying to hover your feet like a jackknife position up towards the right hand. And then legs up, center. Try it on the second side. And back to the center. Lower both feet down to the mat. Bridge pose. Brush the hands close to the heels. Press down into the feet. Shoulders back of the head and lift the hips up. Keep hands as is or interlace them underneath the body. Everybody try to roll the shoulders a little more up and in, one side at a time. And then here, squeeze the glutes a little tighter and lift the hips a little higher. Release the hands, lower the hips down. Rock up to boat pose, meaning you're going to try to rock up and balance. Hold on underneath the legs for a moment. Try to make the legs as straight as you can for boat. Take your gaze towards those toes, especially if you have straight legs. So a little lift from chest, chin. Maybe extend the arms out to the side. Half boat, it's that canoe shape, or hollow back pose. You go halfway down and then back up to full boat. We're doing it in 3 more repetitions. Halfway down and up. Halfway down and up, halfway down and up. Stand up. Try to stand up without using your hands. Find your way to the top end of your mat and then scoot back a little bit. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. All right, like we've done all day today, keep the right foot forward. Step your left foot back. Let's line up hands to the inside. As much as possible, fingers and the top of the toes all in the same line there. Good, we're working now towards our twisted crane shape. And I'm gonna emphasize twisted crane shape, not the pose, because it's the shape we're going for first here. Heel toe your right foot way off to the side of your mat, like off of your mat. We did this some in the Wednesday class, if you practice that. We're trying now to slide the left foot to match the right foot. So it steps up, and then it steps back, step up, hold, and step back. Heel toe the right foot back in so that it's on your mat. Go to plank pose, 2 feet to the back. Good, before we get into the other side, you're gonna go to crow pose. Tiptoe your feet higher towards the hands. Bend both elbows. Try to create a shelf to set your knees onto your upper arm bones. And as you lean forward, pick up one or both feet. Play with it, breathe there. Keep doing the work. And then feet down and walk back to plank. Step your left foot forward to your lunge. And then heel toe your left foot off of your yoga mat so there's some space between your left foot and left hand to swing right foot up and back. I think this swing is harder than the pose itself. It's a drill. Try it. Right foot forward and back. Do it one more time. Forward and back. 2 feet back to plank pose. So you heel toe that left foot in and then step it back. This time lower flat down to the belly. Interlace the hands or keep them open as you reach back, belly down, back bend. Change to downward facing dog. Bear crawl, bend your knees down towards the line of your ankles and then bear crawl, knees all the way up to your upper arm bones and back into full plank. Bear crawl forward, bend the knees, touch. Stay right there. Walk both feet over towards the right side until you can set your legs, your upper legs down onto your upper arm bone. And this time, like crane pose, can your feet come off of the mat? And then walk back to plank. Bear crawl forward, over to the left side. Bend both elbows, but try to keep the right elbow in the air, not tucked against the body. Pick up one or both feet. Set it down and walk it back to plank if you're not dying by now. Whew. I don't know. I've got nothing to finish that. Good job. All of us. Child's pose, just be for a moment. Change to sit down on your butt. Extend your legs out in front of you. Let's go back to a stretchy, hard thing instead of a arm balance hard thing. First 2 fingers and thumbs around your big toe with the legs as straight as possible. Archer 2 is 2 straight legs. So try to keep the legs straight and lift the right leg up as high as you can. Oh, that's some core work too. Not just the flexibility, right? Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then release. Second side, lift the left leg as high as you can, keeping hold of the right leg. And release. All fours, so cross your legs and kind of flip over to all fours. Cat and cow. Make the spine movable. Downward facing dog. Stay with me here. Step the right foot forward again to your lunge. Hands to the inside. This takes us all the way back to the beginning of those standing postures. Spin the back heel down. Extended side angle. Take the left hand all the way up and over. Do you remember what that first side angle felt like? I'm hoping this one feels just a little more easeful from the stretch, from the work, and because it's not balancing on your hands. Can you go to a bound side angle, left hand behind your back, right hand under your thigh, trying to catch each other? Notice where your right shoulder and your right inner thigh are here. Look down towards the floor as you release the hands. Try to keep that shoulder about in the same, what am I trying to say? In the same amount of compression down, but we'll change to a low lunge. Pick up the back heel and you kind of just rotate in with the right shoulder and the right thigh still in that same placement. Yeah? And then from there, this is a like maybe, maybe not kind of deal. Can the right leg lift up and out to the side? And if that works, can you lean forward enough to get the left leg off of the mat? Try not to face crash with glasses on. And then the right foot comes back down in your regular lunge with the hands to the inside. Sorry for all my sighs. It's just as hard for me. Step back to the plank pose. And then downward facing dog. Left foot forward, hands to the inside. Spin the back heel down. So first stage is that extended side angle, trying to keep the left hand, left shoulder down pretty low. And then the bound side lunge. Left arm under the thigh, right hand behind your back. All right, so keeping the compression, that sense of left shoulder down and into the left thigh, you'll release the hands. They set up on either side of the left foot with that left shoulder hooked under the left thigh. Pick up the right heel. So that's the pose, that's the whole deal. And then I'm just kind of like rocking forward and back a little bit. And see if you can pick up the left leg and extend it out to the side. Maybe down enough to get the right leg off the ground. And then plank pose and then downward facing dog. Lower the knees, do cat and cow. Come up to kneeling, hands at the waist, upright kneeling. Take in several breaths here, kneeling with hands at waist. Squeeze the elbows in behind you and lift your chest. Stay in this version of camel pose. Or let the thighs lean back enough to take the hands to catch hold of the heels. And then try to push the hips more forward again. Hands change again to the hips. Just kneel. If you're feeling dizzy, lightheaded here, you can just sit back on your heels. If it's okay to take yourself upside down one more time, downward facing dog. And then everyone, please adjust to a wide-legged straddle. So you're gonna sit down on the mat. I like to use the long edge of the mat to have the heels at the top edge, but closer to the back edge. Reach towards your right big toe. You can do that same loop of the first two fingers and thumb, and then top arm up and over like we do in side angle. Come across the center, switch over to the second side. Arm up and over. Man, I'm so glad we all kept going. Hard in the moment, the process gets us here. As you come back across the center, you can go forearms down, hands down to the center. Get a little extra room. Reach both hands and hold on to those big toes at the same time as you fold into the middle. Safely come on up, lie down onto your back. Pull your knees into your chest. Little hug. Let's take the hands out to a T shape. Drop both knees over to the right side. Really just relax here into the supine twist. Friends, maybe you've been able through this practice when we did some hard things to check off the hardest thing you need to put yourself through today. Excellent, done. Perhaps on the other end, you know you've got something big to tackle today. And I hope this gives you the resilience to say, yes, I can. Let's take that twist over to the other side. Back into the middle one more time. Give yourself a squeeze. If there's any last bits of movement, another pose that you want to add into the practice, please do that here. I'm ready for Shavasana. You can go right into it. As you find your Shavasana, take your time to float there, whether you're lying back or choosing a supported or seated position. And from your position of rest, stay soft, stay mindful. And take your time to come back to a seated position. Fold the palms in, thumbs to the sternum, connecting to your heart, connecting with each other through this space of compassion and gratitude. Closing this time in the sound of Om to carry goodness into the next moments. Sing along, listen, or tune it out. Empty the breath and take a breath in. Namaste.